Good evening and good morning, and welcome to the Ridiculous Restriction Research Pageant, where 4 contestants will be judged on their research in the comparison of autonomic response during aerobic exercise with and without blood flow restriction to ultimately be crowned Mr. Blood Flow Restriction and be awarded the coveted muscular arm. Let's meet our contestants.
Hello everybody, my name is Dry Bones, and I am not a human being.
So, I'm type 2 little diabetes, because I'm sweet as sugar, baby.
My name's TK, also known as Total Knee, because I ball so hard.
Howdy, I'm Mr. Old McDonald. You can call me Old Mac if you E-I-E-I know what I mean.
Hello.
Hello, TK. Can you give us the overview of this study?
So the overview of this study is we want to see how the sympathetic nervous system works throughout the body when exposed to blood flow restriction and when not with blood flow restriction. And we can measure this by using pupillometry before and after an exercise session.
Awesome. Can you tell us who the participants are going to be?
So the participants for the study are going to be 18 to 25-year-old young adults with no past medical complications.
Thank you so much.
We love you, TK! Always a pleasure, Nathan.
All right,
How you
Old
doing?
McDonald. Can you tell us where the literature is lacking in this area?
Sure can. So, much of the research done with BFR using aerobic exercise has been done with small sample sizes or using populations that are under 40 years old, without pre-existing conditions, and are more routinely athletic. This study is different from previous BFR studies with its use of pupillometry to measure the autonomic response. This study is important because it will give us more information about the human body's autonomic response to aerobic training with BFR.
Awesome. Thank you.
Appreciate you.
All right, little D, I got some questions for you.
It's diabetes to you.
Noted. Can you give us the purpose of this study?
The purpose of our study is we want to know if sympathetic or parasympathetic activity is different when someone is exercising with blood flow restriction or without it.
And how are we going to measure this?
We're going to measure it by looking at their pupil with pupillometry. So this will measure the pupil's diameter as well as how fast it's constricting or relaxing and dilating and back again to tell us the level of the activity that the person's having.
Awesome. Thank you. So we're still curious about the purpose of this study. So TK, come on down. Can you tell me the difference between the sympathetic and parasympathetic response?
So we know that going from dilated to constricted is mediated by the parasympathetic system, and going from constricted to dilated is mediated by the sympathetic system.
Awesome. Thank you.
Awesome.
Old McDonald, come on down.
All right, scoop me, partner.
So, when will this pupillometry be measured in this study?
Oh, so this can be measured at the beginning and the end, because if measured only at the end of exercising prior to pupillometry, will lower the max diameter of the pupil and slow velocity of constriction dilation changes. So we will measure it before and after.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
No problem.
So, CJ Bones, for the hypothesis section of this competition, can you tell me the hypothesis of this study?
The hypothesis is that exercise without BFR will have larger diameters of pupil size and higher velocities compared to those that exercise with BFR.
Very nice. Can you tell me what the independent and dependent variables are?
Sure. The independent variable is condition with BFR or no BFR?
What is the dependent variable?
You're asking a lot of questions here.
I'm sorry, you have to answer if you want to be crowned the winner.
All right, well, I want to win. I already died, but sure. Dependent variable is autonomic response. Can I get my crown now?
Maybe we'll see it.
Oh my God, I'm out of here.
After hearing from all the contestants today, Riley, now I'm curious your thoughts on how we can apply this.
Well, yes, Kay, that's an interesting question. We've heard a lot today. Now, the real clinical relevance of this study is to understand the training effect of blood flow restriction on the autonomic nervous system. Aerobic exercise is currently recommended with grade A evidence in the concussion clinical practice guidelines, but as yet we don't know the optimal parameters for this exercise. When we know how normal subjects respond to blood flow restriction with aerobic exercise, those two together, then we can begin to study what this looks like in concussion populations. So these patients might be able to exercise at a lower heart rate with this blood flow restriction and get the similar benefits that they would exercising at that really high heart rate that's listed in the CPG. Concussion patients may stand to benefit from this intervention, but we just don't know yet. That's why it's helpful to perform this study in normal subjects to see where it leads and where it could take us.
Thank you very much. After much debate about the clinical relevance and reviewing the questions from our competitors, Riley and I have decided on two finalists. We have C.J. Bones and Old McDonald. And the winner, and the new Mr. BFR is, congratulations, Old McDonald!
Wow. Well, that. Yeehaw, Nathan. Let's ride, partner.